Hey guys, it's Allie, and it has been a bit of a hot second since I've actually sat down and filmed a video. Obviously, I have been posting, but if you've watched my recent videos, they were recorded in January, and I've just been really busy between school. I'm in a musical right now. If you follow me on Instagram or view my community tab, you probably know that. But with the term coming closer to an end, it means I will have more time to film videos, edit videos, and I have a lot of plans for content to film throughout the spring and summer. But this video is one that I saw Life do, and I thought it would be a fun idea because I feel like I haven't made a list style video about dolls I want, dolls I own, and things like that in a while, probably because I haven't filmed in a while. And Life recently posted a video titled Dolls I Thought I Would Never Own, and I figured I would do a video like that too because you see a lot of my videos, and of course a lot of my opinions change throughout my videos, so there might be dolls that I was like, oh, I don't like this doll, and then something happened and I love that doll and have them in my collection. Or sometimes a good opportunity comes up and I can't resist buying a doll, or maybe it's a dream doll that I thought I would never have the opportunity to purchase. Anyways, you'll figure it out by the end of this video, but I want to shout out a few dolls in my collection that I thought I would never own, but I do. So without further ado, let's get started. The first doll that I never thought I would own is Caroline Abbott, and even though she was my second doll, looking back on my collection, I'm so grateful I own this doll. If I didn't own Caroline, I would be like, oh my god, I can't believe I own the Caroline doll, and I never thought I would own her. So I don't feel like she's talked about as much as she used to be, but her eyes were everywhere back when I first started participating in AGTube and AGIG. Her eyes are a very unique color. They are this blue turquoise with some black in them, and her eyes were so popular that people would buy Caroline dolls and use her for customs. People would sell her eyes for a bunch of money, and I mainly got Caroline back in 2015 because I thought she was pretty. Should I have gotten her for my second doll? Absolutely not. But right after I ordered her, I found out she was getting retired, so I don't regret getting Caroline. I'm just very happy that I got her when I did, and I'm very grateful to have this doll in my collection, especially because she was only around for a few years and she's quite popular and valuable in the AG community. I'm not sure how much she retails for currently on eBay and things like that, but she definitely is a very unique doll, and I wish American Girl kept her around for longer, and I really wish that I owned more items in her collection. The next doll is Kanani. Now, if you watch my videos, you might know I'm not the biggest fan of Kanani. Now, she's a pretty doll, but she gets hyped up a lot, and I'm not gonna dive too much into this right now, but I feel like with Truly Me's like 79 around, Kanani just doesn't seem as unique or as like distinct of a doll as she did in like, let's say 2011. But she still is very much praised by the community, and I own a Kanani, a doll that normally retails for crazy amounts of money on eBay. I found a really good deal for her locally from a friend of a friend, and they were selling her for cheaper than retail price for any American Girl doll, and especially a Kanani doll. And though she did need some fixing up, and I do have a video of that on my channel, I'm still like, what the heck? I own a Kanani doll and I did not pay $300 for her? That is insane. Do I use Kanani a ton? No, probably because she wasn't really a dream doll for me, but just the fact that she retails for so much and I managed to get Kanani for such a good deal is why I'm happy I own her, even though I thought I never would. Next, we have a few more retired Girl of the Year dolls who I got from this same friend of a friend, and I do have fixing up videos for these dolls as well, and I'm just gonna group the next two together, Krissa and Laney. I don't use eBay that much or any other secondhand sites, so it was really last year when I started getting a bunch of secondhand dolls, really for the first time since my third doll, Victoria. So for me, I had always figured as a collector, I'm probably never gonna own retired dolls like Kanani, Mary Grace, spoiler alert for later in this video, because I don't use eBay, I'm scared of getting scammed, and a lot of the times these dolls will cost more money because they've been retired for 10 years. So the same person who I got Kanani from was also selling Krissa and Laney, and retired Girl of the Year dolls, they just need a bit of fixing up. I could not pass up on the opportunity, and I got them both for less than they would have originally retailed for, and especially less than they would cost on the secondhand market today. Now, I wouldn't say either of these dolls was a dream doll for me, but I do know Krissa is quite a popular doll. But through owning these dolls, I have developed such a love for Laney. She is so pretty, I love her side bangs, and I'm so grateful I own her. She's so photogenic. I love Krissa as well because she is such a unique doll in my collection, and I'm just really happy I own these dolls because I would have never thought I would own them. And I do have a quick little story I want to share about Laney. So this girl who I went to elementary school with had a Laney doll, and back when I was first getting into American Girl, before I had my first doll, I went over to her house and I saw Laney in her meat outfit. I thought, oh my god, that was so cool. And the fact that I own Laney now, I've kind of fulfilled my childhood dream of owning an American Girl doll. And I think Laney might have actually been the first doll that I saw in person from before I even had my doll. So that's kind of funny, a bit of a full circle moment, but there's my little story. Next is the doll I hinted at earlier, and that is Mary Grace. And I love the story of how I got Mary Grace. I made a video, it was my doll wish list for 2021, and I mentioned how I want Mary Grace, but I probably would not get her as I don't shop on eBay a lot, and I don't know how common Mary Graces are in my area, especially for a decent price. And then somebody who watched my channel reached out and said, hey, I'm selling Mary Grace. Would you be interested? So we had a conversation, we negotiated prices, and I got Mary Grace. Her hair is in such good condition. She's such a pretty doll, a unique face mold. Once again, Mary Grace is another doll that I was introduced to quite early on. There was a feature in the first ever American Girl magazine I got about Cecile and Mary Grace. I remember a very vivid dream I had about being in a Cecile and Mary Grace movie when I was younger. And just having this doll, it's great because she's a dream doll for so many people, including myself. And honestly, out of all the dolls that I currently own, I would say Mary Grace was the most, this is a dream doll. And the fact that I own her and I didn't pay like $1 million for her. Not that she retails for $1 million, but like, I think I paid a pretty decent price for Mary Grace. I'm just very grateful I own her. Next is 62. And I think in the moment, I necessarily didn't think I would not own her. But looking back, I'm very grateful that I do own 62 because she's retired. And I believe she is quite a desired doll as well. I originally wanted to get 62 in, I think 2017, whenever I got Raylan, who is my 49 doll, but they did not have a 62 in person at the American Girl store I go to, which is the one in Vancouver, but they had 49 on display and I didn't want to risk ordering a doll online and having there be defects, so I got 49. And then a AGJitter from Seattle was like, hey, I'm going to the benefit sale, and I asked if they could pick up some dolls for me. So I managed to get Addie for a really good price. Addie was like $30 at the benefit sale that year. And I also got 62 for, of course, a discounted price because benefit sale. She's such a pretty doll. She has stood the test of time in my collection in terms of she's still one of my favorite dolls. And I'm just very grateful I own her because, oh my god, her wig is so cute, and now I really just want to dress her and take photos of her. Next is 76, and the reason 76 is a doll I never thought I would own is because 76 is a boy doll. If you ask me now, would I add another boy doll to my collection, I would probably say no, and the only reason I got 76 was because I won him in a giveaway by American Girl Spirit. I got to pick any of the boy dolls to take home into my collection. The thing with getting a boy doll, it's very similar to if you were to start getting into Wally Wishers. Of course, you could dress your boy doll however you want to dress them, but I personally prefer dressing my female dolls more feminine and my boy dolls more masculine, which means that I have to alternate between buying clothing for my girl dolls and my boy dolls. So even though I don't really spoil my 76 that often by buying him more clothing, especially because American Girl did not release a new boy doll holiday outfit last year, and I'm very upset about that because those were the cutest things ever, I definitely would never think that I would own a boy doll, and I'm very grateful I do own one because it allows me to add some characters if I ever do stop motions or have like couples within my dolls, which was something I was definitely more excited about when I first got this doll. But yeah, I just never thought I would own a boy doll. They're not as popular as the girl dolls, but I own one. Next up is another retired doll that I never thought I would own, and that is Ruthie Smithens. She definitely does not get talked about as much as the Girl of the Year dolls or the main historical dolls, but either way, she is still a retired doll, and I love her gray eyes. She's my only doll that has gray eyes, and I believe Ruthie and Molly are the only dolls that have gray eyes, so she's very unique. She's such a pretty doll. I have her meat outfit too, which is really cool, and she retired, I believe, when they launched Be Forever, but when that happened, I wasn't aware the best friend dolls existed, so I was never able to snag any of them. So once again, just retired doll I own in my collection, didn't pay a bunch of money for her, and I'm grateful to own her. And the last one is Kaya. If you are watching this and you are debating getting Kaya, go get yourself a Kaya doll. So the reason Kaya is on this list is because in Canada, in the Canadian stores, they do not sell Kaya. And I'm not 100% sure if she ships from the US website to Canada or not, but either way, the only way I could get Kaya was from USA. So when I went to the American Girl store for Blair's release in Seattle, which no longer exists, RIP, I did not walk away with Blair, I walked away with Kaya. And just because of the fact that Kaya is definitely a harder doll for me to get living in Canada, and I own her, is why I guess I thought I would never own her, but she's so cute and so pretty, and I need to use her more often. I'm staring at her on my shelf, and she needs an outfit change. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that video of some dolls in my collection that I thought I would never own, and I do own. Let me know what dolls in your collection you thought you would never own, and now you own them, and possibly a little story about why they are a doll that you thought you would never own. And of course, make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you like it, subscribe to my channel for more American Girl doll videos, and have an amazing day. Bye!